Buddhas, they finished their karma, positive or negative. So like this, they finished the path. So, but let's not go there because it's very profound. And what is a Buddha? What is not a Buddha? And also, you don't have to worry, Yael, about Rinpoche's karma. This is, we're so always, what is their karma? Let them figure it out themselves. We have to worry about our own karma. So when I suffer, I know it's from past actions. I know it's not because I decide that somebody should generate compassion. This is why I make myself suffer so that they can generate compassion. I know like this. But Rinpoche, I don't know. But we don't have to worry about it. Or the Dalai Lama, you know, he does everything to make appear ordinary. When somebody says, oh, I came to your talk, and you know, and when they ask questions, and I was very sick, and now I feel healed, and all this, and he say, well, it's definitely not because of me, because I have a cold, and if I could heal, I would first heal myself. So I can't heal. So it's like, you know, don't go there. Oh, otherwise you make it very theistic. Just if you are with these people, just open up and don't try to see kind of miracles and this and that. You will see them anyway, but don't. It's difficult to explain. Just be open and let yourself be touched by these people without too much mental kind of what they are and what they're not and these kind of things. Okay, so how can I ever withdraw from what has been examined by great wisdom? So have you examined bodhicitta? This is a question you have to ask yourself. Have you really examined bodhicitta? Do you really want to do that? And you're not the first one who is examining it. It's like so many beings have done it before you. It's a tradition who has been handed down. Yeah, from master to disciple, to master, and so on. And it's still practiced. So you need to see for yourself the benefits and the disadvantages, and this will be your discussion group topic. The benefits of bodhicitta and the disadvantages of bodhicitta, because it also has disadvantages. And then discuss long-term, short-term. Okay, and then we do again, somebody takes notes. Somebody in the group takes notes, and then you tell me what you find out, what you came up with. It's very important, the pro and contra, you know. Not I like, I dislike, but the pro and contra. What speaks for bodhicitta? What would be for that I develop it, and what is against that I develop it. Okay? Third one, if having made such a promise, I do not put it into action, then by deceiving every living being, what kind of rebirth shall I take? So here now it comes, this text. Right, verse 3 until 24 is the... no, this was like the disadvantage of giving up bodhicitta and then Christian rebirth, okay? So the same thing, if we make a promise to somebody and we don't keep it, how would you feel? How does it make you feel? Huh? Not very good, is it? So this is why, so we keep it. Yeah? Because this one, we're not just giving up one person, we're giving up all beings, because you make the promise to all beings. I will become a Buddha and I will get you out of samsara. So then you have to see for yourself, do I think that everybody is worthy to be saved by me? Something like that, you know. Do I include everybody? Everybody is worthy to have happiness. Everybody deserves to have happiness. Or do I think, ooh, they should suffer because they're bad people? If we have this view, then that totally clashes with bodhicitta. A worldly view would be like this: if they suffer, then they learn. Is this true? Is it true? Is this view, is it true?
Sometimes. Maybe sometimes. If people experience, consequences of action.
That's what we think, but now think about you. When we think about ourselves, if somebody makes us suffer, again, we look at others and we think, maybe they will, hopefully they will. Most of the time they don't.
No,
you see,
if someone experiences, immediate short-term consequences of their whatever, you suffer and then you learn you don't
Yeah.
do it again.
Immediate ones, yes.
The
but-
immediate or short term, or
Mm.
the things where you can see the connection between
Yeah.
your action and
Yeah,
your suffering.
which is usually only senses kind of thing, you know, and we don't even go, even if there's an immediate result of feeling bad about having said a negative word,
Mhm.
we don't even go that far. Oh, this makes me feel bad at the end.
Mhm.
When, as you're very right, if it's something senses, we understand very quickly. And by the way, science talks about two kinds of memories. One is declarative, and one is what's the other one called? You need to process something.
Long
So-
term and short term.
No. You need to process something. So the declarative memory, that's it. You bite. You have a fruit you don't know. You bite into it. It has a big kind of a nut in it, like a big seed in it, which is very hard. You do this once and never again. Then you have the procedural, it's called the procedural memory, where you have to repeat again and again and again, learning to play the piano, learning to walk, learning these kind of things that are more mental. This one has to be done again and again and again. And this came from a discussion with Wolf Singer and Mathieu Ricard. They were discussing meditation. So science also says the more you concentrate it in your procedural memory, the quicker it will be able to hold it. This is why I ask you when I say this is a reflection, this is why I ask you to put your notebooks down and just to be with your thoughts so that you are concentrated, not in your notebook but in your mind. This is why we do these reflections, in order to help the procedural memory to then act like this. Okay? So as you say, yes, but in general we think if they make me suffer like they're unkind to me, I make them suffer because they deserve it. And they don't get the idea that now they should be kind to me. They just don't understand these other people. Why I make them suffer. Why I'm not kind to them. Why don't they understand? Why don't they understand? What do you think? Subconsciously we think, now they will understand. Now they're going to be nicer to me because now I'm unkind to them because they have been unkind to me. Do you understand where I'm trying to get at?
They are not aware.
Huh?
They are not aware. They are conscious.
Yeah.
Is different.
Same as us. Exactly same as us. You know? If I'm unkind to Yael, she is unkind to me, do you think I change my behavior? Yes, I will stop being kind to her. That's what I mean. So it only works for the declarative memory, not for the procedural memory, this whole thing. Not for mental stuff. Because you see, if suffering would make us better people, we would have a wonderful world. If suffering doesn't know where it comes from, it doesn't have a cause, it doesn't know why it is there, it turns into aggression. Because there is this, I don't want this suffering, and then aggression kind of, and it's not aggression against the kleshas, but aggression against the person who is the condition to bring this imprint to come up. So here we kind of, again, we give up all beings when we say, okay, no, bodhicitta is finished. And I think after you have done this a while, you might have aversion to people, you might get angry at them, but then slowly you calm down again and you remember the teachings and you come back. So don't forget, we're still in training here. Yeah? We're still just preparing the mind to do that. And we're telling the mind, if you want to make the promise to be a body, to go on this Mahayana path, you have to think about this very, very, very clearly. Because you make the promise to all beings to bring them out of samsara. If you give up that promise, you disappoint all beings. You let them down. So it's a big thing. And the mind knows what the big thing it is. So it says, what kind of rebirth shall I take? So why does he say that? Is the Buddha going to throw us into hell? Because he gave up the promise? What is throwing us into hell?
Karma. Habits.
What is creating the karma?
Us.
Pleasures.
Our bad conscience. Our bad conscience is creating that karma. We will feel terrible at the time of death. You know, at one point I took these vows. I didn't unconsciously. I didn't want to get. And here it talks really like consciously to say, no, this is bullshit. I'm not going to do this anymore. And you put zero effort into practicing the two bodhicittas, like conventional, by being kind and the good heart, as you say, but also the ultimate wisdom to see that nothing exists the way that it appears. Okay, so it's our mind who will throw us into, not again when you say karma, it's like it is something outside that is then punishing me and throwing me into enclosed state. There's so much misunderstanding about karma. We still treat it as if it's something external. The karmic imprint is created when we break that promise. But then it's part of the mind. It's not mind itself, but it's a karmic imprint. And then the bad consciousness at the end of our life, phew, that's it. We punish ourselves. This is what we're doing. But karma is not a punishment and a reward system, which many people think like this. No, when negative things happen, oh, it's my karma. Positive? Do you ever think, oh wow, this person is really kind to me. What good karma ripening now? Do we think like this? Never. For us, only negative things are karma. Then again, it's not my fault, it's karma. Nothing to do with me. You have such a nice smile. Try to smile a bit more often. Because also smiling really relaxes. We should learn to smile because it relaxes your face, your body and your mind at the same time. And you look so pretty when you smile. This is why probably at the end we'll do this thing again where everybody tells each other happy moments in their life. It's the only time I see everybody having happy faces. That's what we do before we stop. 5. What's that, Lyra?
Just a comment. Yesterday you told us that if we can think about all beings when we do positive action, it can help us and motivate us. And from experience, I can say it works. It sounds like words, but it works.
Mm-hmm.
Here, for me, it's a new thought, which is also very inspiring, that the consequences of a bad decision, it's a break of promise to all beings. So think again.
Yeah, because...
And, wow.
Yeah.
We didn't hear.
Okay, so we didn't hear. The camera hears, actually, when the camera is on, it does take this also, so I don't need to repeat. But so maybe you can say it a bit louder?
Yes.
You can say it in Hebrew, actually, if you want, because I got the idea.
אתמול למדנו על האספקט של כאשר אנחנו עושים מעשה, כאשר אני ניצבת בפני אתגר חיובי אבל קשה, אני יכולה לחשוב על זה שאני עושה את זה למען כל בעלי התודעה, ובשנייה ראשונה זה נשמע מילים יפות, אבל מתוך חוויה, מתוך ניסיון, אני יודעת שזה עובד ומעודד ועוזר לעמוד בפני תרגול או מעשה שהוא אתגר קשה, וזה עוזר מאוד. כאן אנחנו עומדים אספקט אחר של הסתכלות על הדברים, כאשר אני ניצבת בפני או שוקלת מעשה או הבטחה למישהו שהם לא חיוביים, אני בעצם מרחיבה את היריעה וחושבת, היי, את מפירה פה הבטחה לכל בעלי התודעה. תחשבי עוד פעם בבקשה. זה מבט אחר על ההתנהגות שלנו, שאנחנו יכולים לשקול את זה במוטיבציה יותר רחבה, שכנראה יכולה להועיל, אני עוד לא חוויתי.
In English it was much shorter.
No, it was the same.
It was the same, okay. So what Leora is talking about, it's like the ethical conduct of a bodhisattva. So you have like 3 levels of ethical conduct. You have like first level is you do it because you don't want to suffer. You don't do it, you abstain from negative actions because you don't want to suffer. It's very good. I wish more people had that. Yeah. The next level is you do it because you don't want to harm others. The highest level is you don't do it because you put stones in your path to enlightenment, so you will not be able to help others very quickly as a Buddha. So that's the highest motivation. And now I'm not saying this so that you think, oh yeah, Bodhisattva is great. As a Bodhisattva, sometimes you have to do negative actions when in long terms it's of benefit. So we would love to do that. You know, we would. It's these all, when we talk about karma on the lowest level, it's all these questions about what about if, then, blah blah blah. Am I allowed to do it? Okay, that's what we would love to do. We have a good reason to be negative, to steal, to cheat, to lie, da 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 da. It's only a bodhisattva who doesn't create negative karma by doing these negative actions. But not just a bodhisattva by words, but a bodhisattva who sees the long-term benefit of the negative action. Or a bodhisattva who, for example, like the captain, Shakyamuni Buddha, before he became a Buddha, there was a ship with merchants on it and one pirate or one gangster. And the gangster was planning to kill all the others so he could take their possessions. And the Buddha he wasn't the Buddha, he was a bodhisattva, he was the captain. And he saw it with his clairvoyance, he knew what was going to happen, and the only thing he could do was kill that one person. But he killed it with the thought, if he kills all these people, he creates an enormous amount of karma, because not just one person. I kill him, I protect him from creating that negative karma, but then I'll take the karma of killing upon myself. Not to feel like a hero, like we usually do. We give medals to these people who kill these people. Yeah? He said, I'll go to hell instead of him. And then it said he had a very short rebirth, but really short, or a splinter in his foot, or I can't remember what. Like, because the motivation was really to protect that killer to kill.
But this Buddha, he doesn't get any karma.
He was a bodhisattva. He wasn't the Buddha, it was one of his previous lives. Yeah? As a captain. Okay. Yeah. So you see, being careful, not only, also Shantideva says, he says, well, I have to think if I want to take these vows or not. So it's good to look at them, and to look at them from time to time also. But then once you have decided, yes, I want to do that, then you can relax. Because then it's clear. That's what I want to do, and you train. Yeah, whereas as you still, should I not? Like, all these moments that we spend in insecurity and fear and before we make a decision, it's such a waste of time. Such a waste of time. And I'm sure, like you feel something in your body and you don't know, is it cancer, is it not cancer? Then the fear comes up. Do you go immediately to the telephone and make an appointment with the doctor? I don't know how many of, especially women my age, have been in that position. I postponed it when I felt the lump in my breast. So stupid. It's so stupid. You should immediately, but we have this thing, should I, oh no, maybe it's not. And then the whole night it was, it's not, yes it is, it's not, yes it is, it's not. It's terrible, it's really terrible. Then I didn't phone the doctor, I went to see Rinpo Rinpoche. My Lama was not there, so I went to see Rinpo Rinpoche. I said what was happening. Not a Tibetan doctor. I went to see Yeshidonda. And he said, don't touch it, don't go for biopsy, or don't kind of, just leave it alone. He was big like this. Leave it alone, and then Rinpo Rinpoche also said, next time you go to Delhi, you don't need to go now, maybe have it checked, but at the moment, no. So I took Tibetan medicine. With this kind of, the fear was very small, because I had, the Tibetan doctor who said, don't touch it, it's not malignant, and by the pulse and by pipi, he was saying, no, it's not malignant. And also Rinpo Rinpoche said, nah, it's not cancer, but have it checked. When I went to Delhi, and maybe 3 months later, because I was going to Logaya, I went to gynecologist, and the woman, when she felt this thing, she said, how long have you had this? And I said, well, yeah. Because if I would have said 3 months, she would have thought I was kind of loopy. But anyway, then she also came out with it's not malignant, and so I said, okay. She wanted to cut it out. She said, it's not malignant, but we should cut it out. I said, no. And it disappeared. So I was saying, okay. Very fortunate, but I know that mind who feels something and is in kind of, is it not? So most of the time it's not in the breast. Most of the time it's just lumps. That's why it's important you go immediately and have it checked, and you don't have to have this fear. So like Shantideva says, yes, I examined it, I came to the conclusion, I want to take these vows, now I can relax, now it's clear. I don't need to waver anymore. Yeah? Like you have made a decision to jump, and then you jump. So like this. Now we go lunch. But before we go and eat, we offer the food. Which is in your wonderful practice book. Where?
Your first page.
Huh?
29. Your first.
My first page. Okay. So again, then you can eat with bodhicitta. If it's genuine what you're reading, yeah, so it's very helpful again to do this. So we start by saying, I contemplate how much positive potential I have accumulated in order to receive this food given by others. Will the food you receive be given by others?
Yes.
Of course. Will you appreciate it like a present? Will you please enjoy it so that at least the effort that went into making and growing it was worthwhile? Instead of going, you see, here you have the choice between that food or no food. So, choose. And then think about how much positive potential I've accumulated. If it's no good, that means there's also some negative stuff in there that you have accumulated if you don't like it. If you don't like it, it's not the food. If you don't like it, it's negative karma ripening. It's not the food. The food is just a condition. It's not the cause. You know? So at one point somebody came and said, oh, I really can't see this soup as nectar. And I just very spontaneously said, sorry, that's not the fault of the soup. This is the fault of your mind. Because if you would be coming out of the Holocaust camp, the soup they serve here would be nectar, definitely. And I consciously used that example because you know these examples very well, because you've been shown images and told stories about people coming out of the Holocaust and what they ate, what they were given to eat. So it's not the fault of the soup, it's the fault of your mind. Can you see that? Good. I contemplate my practice, constantly trying to improve it. I contemplate my mind, cautiously guarding it from wrongdoing, greed, and other defilements. So the greed would be, oh, when I go home I eat this food. That would be greed. Now, how can you be happy with this food when you already fantasize about the food at home? Yeah? Greed and other defilements. Another defilement would be, I eat this food so I have a really beautiful body, a strong body, really beautiful, healthy food, so I can impress others. They will like me because I have a beautiful body. That would also be one of the defilements. Anger would be, you put everything on your plate, you don't leave anything for the others because they don't deserve it. So you can bring a lot of negative emotions in just a simple meal, unconsciously. Yeah? I contemplate this food, treating it as medicine to nourish my body, because that's the purpose of food. It's to nourish the body. It's not the source for happiness. It's to nourish the body, that's all. So we make such a big fuss about it. But it's very precious, like medicine, because without food we die. I contemplate the aim of Buddhahood, accepting and consuming this food in order to accomplish it. Then you eat it with bodhicitta. So eating food becomes a bodhicitta action, because I will want to nourish my body so I can continue with the practice. Now this can be totally hypocritical, and you just say it so I get the good karma, but I don't really mean it. Like, you don't get the good karma, because there's no Buddha watching you and giving you the karma. Your mind is producing the karma. Yeah. And you visualize a small Buddha in your heart. Imagine the food as blissful nectar inside a vase, jeweled vase, and recite Dhamma. And and then the Buddha is sitting in your heart chakra, and then you think that he experiences the energy of that food. Yeah, don't visualize that he's kind of the chewed food is falling onto him. That would be defiled offerings or something like that. You know? See that the energy, like anyway, the Buddha experiences bliss when you offer the food. Why? Because it's like a mother who sees the child doing the homework. Very happy. Yeah. Oma, Om, Oma, Om, Oma, Om. To the precious Buddha, the peerless guide. To the precious Dharma, the peerless refuge. To the precious Sangha, the peerless liberators. To the 3 jewels we make this offering. This food, which has 100 flavors, is mouth-watering and well-made. We offer with faith to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. May all beings enjoy the food of concentration. We see this food as medicine. We eat it without attachment or aversion, not to increase arrogance, strength, or good looks, only to sustain the body. So if you do have a problem with food, either you can't eat it because you're anorexic, or you eat too much because you're addicted, do this offering before you eat it. That will cut these addictions. Okay? So please enjoy. And please remember the silence.